Hi, this is Mary. I'm your holistic recovery coach. I'm back to talk about a related topic. I just recorded a segment about "you are not alone," that phrase, and how it pertains to addiction and recovery. And another phrase and topic came to mind, the topic of terminal uniqueness, what it means to be terminally unique. First, just to add on to the earlier video about "you are not alone." In recovery, we learn that there's nothing you can get through. There's nothing that you will go through in life. Let's put it this way. There's nothing you will go through in life that someone else hasn't gone through in some way, shape, or form. Okay, they might look a little different. They might be wearing a different color shirt. The names might be different, but the essence of whatever the dilemma, the challenge, the struggle is essentially the same. So there's never a time that you're really alone in what you're going through, meaning someone else has been through it. And in the recovery circles, in the recovery communities, people talk about "you are not alone" also from the standpoint of there's nothing that you will go through as a sober individual, as a recovering individual, that someone else has not already gone through sober. So not only has people gone through divorce, death, loss, heartache, illness, injury, etc., in life in general, and survived it or made it through. People in recovery have gone through all those things sober, have been able to endure and actually thrive and manage all these different situations, all these different life circumstances, without a drink or a drug to get through it. So that being said, I'm also thinking about the concept of terminal uniqueness. So on the flip side, what's something that hinders people? What's something that keeps people from seeking help or believing that there's hope for them, that they can recover from their addiction or whatever malady they're dealing with? That's where this concept of terminal uniqueness comes up. So again, we hear this in the addiction recovery world. People will talk about feeling terminally unique. And I remember hearing that for the first time, thinking, what does that mean? That's an interesting term. So this is just my interpretation of it. I mean, if you have a terminal illness, right? You have terminal cancer, let's say, you're diagnosed with that. What does that imply? They're saying it's terminal, meaning eventually you're going to die as a result of the cancer. So if you have terminal uniqueness, you feel so unique, your uniqueness is actually going to kill you. What does that mean? So let's examine it a little bit further. If you feel so much guilt and shame, as most people do, who have dealt with addiction, who have suffered through addictions, and who maybe are not yet on the recovering side of it, feeling so much guilt, shame, remorse, regret, feeling so bad about yourself can hinder you from even reaching out for help. You can feel so different than other people. You can think, maybe I'm so bad, I'll never get this. Or, if people really knew me, they wouldn't like me, or they wouldn't help me. Or, sure, other people have had problems, but mine's the worst. Of course, in recovery, we learn that that's really a characteristic of the ego, thinking we're like the best of the best or the worst of the worst. And the recovery process is a process of becoming right-sized and kind of getting in the middle of that, not being arrogant, but being confident, realizing that you're not terminally unique. You are special because we all have our own unique gifts and we're all different, but in essence, we're all the same, meaning we're all connected and we all can recover, and we all have felt a whole host of emotions to varying degrees at different times. So in terms of terminal uniqueness, don't let your feeling of different than, okay, not feeling of being special, which is a positive thing. Right? We're all special, like I said. We all have our unique gifts, but being unique in the sense that you think, I'm so different than that, fill in the blank. I'm so bad, or my behavior was the worst. No one will ever trust me again. I can never recover physically or emotionally or spiritually from this. Whatever the case may be, don't let your feeling of being different than hinder you from getting help and from having hope. Because the truth is, again, you're not unique in your addiction and in the feelings that accompany the active addiction process and and the addiction recovery process. So whatever stage you're at, whether you have sought recovery in the past and struggled with it, if you're in recovery, you're in early recovery, and you haven't gotten to really heal from a lot of it yet, and you're struggling with all these feelings of guilt and regret and shame and maybe confusion and just all fear, a lot of fear. Please know that just like in what we talked about before, not being alone and having gone through these things, you're not terminally unique. You're not so different than that you can't get better, that you have to die. But if you hold on to that belief and you think, I'm just so different than, and I'm the worst, or whatever, or I'm too whatever to get this, to get better, then it is going to kill you. I mean, now I know why I believe that that's why people utilize that term, terminal uniqueness, because addiction is a fatal progressive illness, untreated. But addressed properly and holistically, it's something that you can absolutely manage and actually become empowered by and live a much happier, healthier, more balanced life through going through the process of healing from it. And it can actually be a blessing in disguise. So that's my take on terminal uniqueness for today. You are not alone. You're not terminally unique. Don't let that be the barrier to you recovering and healing from whatever it is. Hope you find that helpful. Please add your comments below in the comment section. Like the video if you found it helpful at all, and share it with anyone that you think it might be able to help. And I look forward to seeing you again here. Thanks.